Welcome back to the show. This week's Q&A submission comes from Ben on YouTube. He asks, how is it that intelligent humans leapt to the conclusion that all that is required for building a human or other living things is proteins? No need for a body plan, no need for direction to build complex systems and organs, no need for genes to control behavior as they believe. Ben, let's talk about this for just a moment. When we think about the idea of human evolution, you have to understand that a lot of biologists, evolutionary biologists, say that there are so many different components necessary for evolution to take place. You have to have natural selection, you have to have mutations, you have to have proteins basically spontaneously generating, at least amino acids forming into these complex structures from non-living things. So in order to make evolution possible, classical Darwinian evolution, you have to have all of these miracles take place. But intelligent humans have leapt to this conclusion that it's just proteins, it's just sparks in our brain creating everything, that it's just chemicals getting together and forming life, simply because it took the scientific community by storm at the time of Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin suggested something truly radical, and just like we see when things are radicalized on any issue, whether that be political, whether that be moral, we see that humanity tends to flock towards the sin position, right? They flock towards the position that makes them feel better about themselves. And in this case, it makes a lot of people feel better about themselves to think of themselves as mere accidents, just proteins, chemical interactions. I can't help what I do, I can't help what I think, there is no morality. I'm not saying that all evolutionists are like that. I'm not saying that all atheists are like that. But if you go all the way back to the very basement level of this ideology, then it goes to an anti-moral or amoral society. The idea that there are no absolute morals, which means that we can decide for ourselves what we think is right or wrong. That's one of the reasons that it's so appealing to society today. Listen, if you have a question that you would like answered, just reach out on our social media. You can email us at comments@genesissciencenetwork.com. Now, for those seeking to deepen their understanding of the creation versus evolution debate, this week's featured resource is a must-read. Glasshouse, Shattering the Myth of Evolution, is a comprehensive work by Ken Ham, Bodie, Hodge, and a team of scientists from Answers in Genesis. This powerful book systematically dismantles the pillars of evolutionary theory while making complex scientific concepts easy to grasp for readers of all ages. It's grounded in the truth of Scripture. The authors engage with complex topics such as the true nature of science and its relationship to faith, the moral and the cultural implications of evolutionary thinking, and critical examinations of natural selection, mutations, and so-called missing links. Perhaps most importantly, this book equips believers to confidently defend their faith in the face of evolutionary arguments. You can get your copy of Glasshouse at the Creation Superstore by visiting creationsuperstore.com or calling 931-212-7990. And as the Apostle Peter said, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have.